Close your eyes for a moment and take a breath. This is not a video about tricks, charm, or trying to impress people. It is about something more basic and more important. Making friends is not about being interesting. It is about making others feel safe. Many people struggle with friendships not because they are boring or awkward, but because they are trying too hard to be liked. When you try too hard, people feel it. Creates pressure. Pressure makes connection harder, not easier. Most people want friends, but they approach people with fear. Fear of saying the wrong thing. Fear of being judged. Fear of being ignored. This fear makes people either talk too much or stay too quiet. Both create distance. This video is not here to judge that. It is here to show a calmer way. Making friends is not about changing who you are. It is about removing what blocks connection. You do not need a new personality. You need a new focus. When you stop focusing on yourself and start focusing on the other person, everything changes. Friendship begins when someone feels seen, not when you feel impressive. Let this video be slow. Let it sit with you. Making friends is a skill. Skills can be learned. You are not behind. You are just untrained. Most people think they struggle to make friends because they are shy, quiet, or not confident. That is not the real reason. The real reason is that they are too focused on themselves. They are thinking, do I sound weird? Do they like me? What should I say next? This thinking pulls attention inward. When attention is inward, connection cannot form. Friendship is built when attention flows outward. People feel comfortable around those who are present. Presence means listening, not waiting to speak. It means noticing, not performing. When someone feels that you are truly there with them, they relax. Relaxed people connect easily. People also believe they must offer something special to be liked. Humor, status, stories, confidence. This belief creates pressure. Pressure blocks natural behavior. You do not need to entertain people. You need to understand them. Understanding creates trust. Trust creates friendship. Many people fear silence. When there is a pause, they rush to fill it. Silence is not bad. Silence gives space. Space allows people to think and feel. When you allow silence, you show calm. Calm feels safe. Safe people attract friends. Another common mistake is trying to agree with everything. People think agreement creates friendship. It does not. Honesty creates respect. Respect creates strong friendships. You do not need to match every opinion. You need to be real without being harsh. People also struggle because they expect fast results. They talk once and feel rejected if nothing happens. Friendship is not instant. It grows through repeated, small contact. Seeing someone again, saying hello again, asking a small question. These small actions matter more than big conversations. One of the biggest blocks to friendship is self-judgment. When you judge yourself harshly, you assume others do the same. This creates distance before anyone else even reacts. Most people are not judging you as much as you think. They are thinking about themselves too. Making friends becomes easier when you stop asking, do they like me? And start asking, do they feel comfortable with me? Comfort is the foundation. Everything else comes later. In the next part, we will talk about the most important skill for making friends. It is simple. It does not require confidence. It does not require talent. And it works almost every time. Just listening properly. Most people think talking is the hard part of making friends. It is not. The hard part is removing pressure. Pressure makes people tense. Tension makes words feel forced. Forced words do not connect. When pressure is gone, talking becomes easy, even for quiet people. Pressure usually comes from one thought: I need to say something good. This thought creates fear of mistakes. It makes people plan sentences in their head instead of listening. When you are planning, you are not present. The other person feels this. They may not know why, but they feel distance. The goal of talking is not to impress. It is to share space. When two people feel relaxed together, friendship can begin. You do not need smart lines or perfect timing. You need calm attention. A simple way to remove pressure is to stop trying to control the conversation. Conversations are not performances. They are shared moments. Let them move naturally. Sometimes they flow. Sometimes they pause. Both are normal. One of the easiest ways to talk without pressure is to ask simple questions and then listen. Not deep questions. Not personal questions. Just simple ones. How was your day? What are you working on? How did that go? These questions show interest. Interest feels good. When someone feels interest, they open up on their own. When someone answers, do not rush to reply. Let them finish. Many people interrupt without meaning to. They are trying to connect, but it feels like they are competing. Letting someone finish shows respect. Respect builds comfort. Another important part is your tone. Speak a little slower than usual. Not slow, just calm. Fast speech can sound nervous. Calm speech feels steady. You do not need to talk much. Short sentences are fine. Silence is fine. Many people think silence is awkward. It is only awkward when you panic. If you stay calm, silence feels normal. Sometimes silence gives the other person time to think. Sometimes it gives both of you a break. Silence does not mean failure. It also helps to respond to what the person says, not what you think you should say. If they mention something small, stay with it. Do not jump topics too fast. Staying with one topic makes the conversation feel grounded. For example, if someone says they had a long day, you do not need to change the subject. You can say, "That sounds tiring," or "What made it long?" Simple responses keep the conversation alive without pressure. Another mistake people make is trying to be funny or interesting all the time. You do not need to perform. Real friendships are not built on jokes alone. They are built on feeling understood. Being honest and calm works better than being entertaining. It is also okay to share small things about yourself. Not long stories, just simple facts. "I felt the same way. I like that too. I'm still learning." These small shares create balance. The conversation should not feel like an interview. Do not worry about saying the perfect thing. Perfect does not exist. People remember how you made them feel, not your exact words. If you make someone feel relaxed, they will want to talk to you again. Another helpful mindset is this: you are not trying to win a friend in one conversation. You are planting a seed. Seeds grow slowly. One short talk is enough. Saying hello again later is enough. Showing up again is enough. Many friendships start quietly. They do not begin with deep talks. They begin with small, repeated moments. Comfort grows through familiarity. The more someone sees you being calm and kind, the safer they feel. If a conversation does not go well, that is okay. Not every talk leads to friendship. That does not mean you failed. It means not every person connects. This is normal. Do not let one moment decide your worth. Making friends is easier when you stop putting pressure on the outcome. Focus on the moment. Be present. Be kind. Be calm. Being kind in small ways builds comfort quickly. Remember names. Greet people when you see them again. Smile gently. These actions show care without effort. Consistency matters more than big gestures. Another comfort killer is oversharing too soon. Deep topics too early can make people feel exposed. Friendships grow in layers. Start light. Let trust build. Deep talks will come later if the connection is right. It also helps to be patient. Some people open up fast. Others take time. Do not push. Comfort grows at different speeds for different people. Pushing makes people pull away. Patience invites closeness. Making people comfortable does not mean pleasing everyone. It means being steady. You can be quiet. You can be simple. You can be yourself. Comfort comes from predictability. When people know how you will treat them, they relax. Another powerful habit is staying non-reactive. If someone says something awkward or strange, do not make it a big deal. Let it pass. Overreacting creates embarrassment. Calm acceptance removes it. People also feel comfortable when they do not feel tested. Avoid asking questions that feel like interviews. Keep things natural. Follow the flow of the conversation instead of controlling it. As time goes on, comfort turns into trust. Trust turns into friendship. This process cannot be rushed, but it can be supported by how you act. In the next part, we will talk about how to keep friendships growing after they begin. and how to avoid the most common mistakes that slowly push people away. Comfort opens the door. What you do after keeps it open. Many friendships do not end because of fights or problems. They fade quietly. People get busy. Messages slow down. Meetings stop. Then one day the friendship feels distant. This happens to almost everyone. It does not mean the friendship was fake. It means it was not maintained. Friendships need small care, not big effort. You do not need long talks every time. You do not need to meet often. What matters is consistency. A short message. A simple check-in. Saying hello when you see someone. These small actions keep the connection alive. One mistake people make is waiting for the other person to reach out. They think, if they care, they will message me. This thinking creates distance. Friendship is not a test. Sometimes people are tired, stressed, or distracted. Reaching out does not mean you care more. It means you are keeping the bridge open. Another common mistake is overthinking replies. People worry about what to say, so they say nothing. Silence then feels safer than risk. But silence slowly breaks connection. Simple words are enough. Hey, how have you been? Works. You do not need perfect timing. Friendships also fade when people only talk during problems. If every message is about stress or complaints, the connection feels heavy. Sharing problems is okay, but balance matters. Share normal moments too. Small wins. Random thoughts. Light things keep friendship alive. People also drift apart when they stop being curious. At the start of a friendship, people ask questions and listen. Later, they assume they already know everything. Curiosity keeps connection fresh. Ask how things are going now, not how they used to be. Another issue is taking things personally. If someone replies late or cancels plans, many people assume rejection. Most of the time, it is just life. Taking things personally creates hurt that was never intended. Hurt leads to pulling away. Pulling away ends friendships quietly. Healthy friendships allow space. People have different energy levels. Some need more time alone. Others are more social. Respecting this difference keeps things smooth. Do not chase. Do not disappear. Stay steady. It also helps to show appreciation. Simple thanks matter. Saying, I enjoyed talking to you, or, I'm glad we met, makes people feel valued. Appreciation strengthens bonds. It does not need to be dramatic. Another important part is honesty. If something feels off, you can address it calmly. You do not need to accuse. You can say how you feel. Small honesty prevents big misunderstandings. Friendships also grow through shared time. It does not need to be special. Walking together, studying together, sitting quietly. Shared presence builds comfort. You do not need constant talking. People sometimes stop being themselves to keep friends. This creates tension. Real friendships allow you to be natural. You do not need to agree on everything. Respect matters more than similarity. As time passes, friendships change. Some become closer. Some become lighter. Some end naturally. This is normal. Do not hold on to connections that no longer feel healthy. Letting go does not mean failure. It means growth. As 2026 continues, many people will feel lonely even while knowing many people. Loneliness comes from lack of real connection, not lack of people. Real connection grows through care, not pressure. Friendship is not about doing everything right. It is about showing up in small ways again and again. When you do that, connections last longer than you expect. At some point, everyone feels rejected. A message is ignored. Plan does not happen. Someone seems distant. This can hurt, even when you try not to care. Many people stop trying to make friends because of this feeling. They tell themselves it is safer to stay alone than to risk rejection again. This is understandable, but it slowly closes the door to connection. Rejection feels personal, but most of the time it is not. People have their own lives, stress, and limits. Silence does not always mean dislike. Distance does not always mean rejection. Comfort often turns uncertainty into a story. That story usually blames you. When you believe that story, your confidence drops. One mistake people make is tying their self-worth to how others respond. If someone replies, they feel good. If someone does not, they feel bad. This gives other people control over how you see yourself. Friendship works better when your self-respect stays steady, no matter the outcome. Another mistake is overthinking. People replay conversations and search for errors. Did I say something wrong? Was I too quiet? Was I too much? This thinking creates stress but no answers. Most people do not remember small details the way you do. Overthinking keeps pain alive longer than necessary. People who handle rejection well do one important thing. They do not chase answers that are not given. If someone pulls away, they notice it and move on without drama. They do not beg. They do not explain themselves too much. They keep their dignity. This protects confidence. It is also important to understand that not every connection is meant to grow. Some people are friendly for a moment. Some are friendly in certain places only. Some are not looking for new friends at all. This does not mean you failed. It means the match was not right. Rejection becomes easier when you see friendship as shared choice, not approval. Both people must want it. You cannot force that. When you accept this, rejection hurts less. It becomes information, not judgment. Another helpful habit is keeping your life full. When friendship is the only source of happiness, rejection feels bigger. When you have interests, routines, and goals, rejection is just one small part of life. Balance protects emotional health. It also helps to stay kind to yourself. Feeling hurt does not mean you are weak. It means you cared. Caring is not a flaw. The goal is not to stop caring. It is to care without losing yourself. When rejection happens, give yourself time, but do not isolate forever. Isolation feels safe but increases loneliness. Gentle effort matters. Try again later. Talk to someone else. Connection grows through repetition, not one moment. Confidence does not come from never being rejected. It comes from knowing you can handle it and still move forward. Each time you face rejection without quitting, you build strength. As friendships grow, some will last. Some will fade. Some will never start. This is normal. Do not measure your worth by outcomes you cannot control. Feel cared for. Being a good friend matters more than being interesting. You do not need special skills. You need steady behavior. Small actions done often mean more than big gestures done once. A good friend listens. Not just when it is easy, but also when the other person talks about things that do not interest you much. Listening shows respect. It says, "You matter." You do not need to fix problems or give advice right away. Most people want to be understood before they want solutions. Being reliable is another key part of friendship. If you say you will do something, try to do it. If you cannot, be honest. Reliability builds trust. Trust makes friendships feel safe. You do not need to be perfect. You need to be honest and consistent. Feel cared for. Being a good friend matters more than being interesting. You do not need special skills. You need steady behavior. Small actions done often mean more than big gestures done once. A good friend listens. Not just when it is easy, but also when the other person talks about things that do not interest you much. Listening shows respect. It says, "You matter." You do not need to fix problems or give advice right away. Most people want to be understood before they want solutions. Being reliable is another key part of friendship. If you say you will do something, try to do it. If you cannot, be honest. Reliability builds trust. Trust makes friendships feel safe. You do not need to be perfect. You need to be honest and consistent. Good friends also respect boundaries. Everyone has limits. Some people need space. Some people are private. Do not push for closeness faster than the other person wants. Respecting boundaries shows maturity. It makes people feel comfortable staying connected. Another important habit is showing up during normal times, not only during problems. Celebrating small wins. Checking in when nothing is wrong. Sharing everyday moments. These actions build real connection. Friendship should not feel heavy all the time. A good friend does not compete. They do not compare achievements or try to prove themselves. They are happy for others without feeling smaller. This attitude removes tension. People enjoy being around those who do not turn everything into a contest. Honesty also matters, but it should be gentle. Being honest does not mean being harsh. It means speaking with care. If something bothers you, you can express it calmly. Avoid blame. Focus on how you feel. This keeps respect alive even during hard talks. Good friends accept change. People grow. Interests shift. Schedules change. A strong friendship adapts. It does not demand things stay the same. Flexibility keeps connection alive over time. Another sign of a good friend is emotional balance. You do not rely on one person for everything. You support each other, but you also have your own life. This balance prevents pressure. Pressure can push people away. Good friends also forgive. Small mistakes happen. Late replies, missed plans, forgetting details. Holding on to every mistake creates distance. Forgiveness keeps things light. It allows friendship to breathe. It is also important to express appreciation. Simple words matter. Saying thank you, saying you enjoyed time together, letting people know they matter. Appreciation strengthens bonds quietly. Being a good friend does not mean always agreeing. It means respecting differences. You can disagree without attacking. You can be yourself without forcing others to change. Respect builds long-term trust. As time goes on, being a good friend becomes natural. It stops feeling like effort. It becomes part of who you are. People notice this. They feel safe around you. Friendship grows from that safety. Making friends in new places can feel hard. New schools, new jobs, new cities, or new groups can make people feel invisible. Everyone seems busy. Everyone already seems to have friends. This feeling is common, and it often stops people from trying. But new places are actually where friendships are easiest to start, if you understand how they work. In new places, most people feel unsure, even if they do not show it. Many are waiting for someone else to speak first. When you take a small step, you help both of you. You do not need confidence. You need willingness. A simple greeting is enough. Saying hi is not small. It opens a door. One mistake people make is waiting to feel comfortable before reaching out. Comfort comes after connection, not before it. Everyone feels awkward at first. This does not mean you are bad at making friends. It means you are human. Do not treat awkwardness as failure. Treat it as the start. New places offer easy conversation points. Shared space creates shared topics. Work, class, location, or activity gives you something in common. You do not need to be creative. You can comment on what is happening around you. Simple words work best. Another helpful habit is showing up often. Being seen regularly matters more than talking a lot. Familiar faces feel safe. When people see you again and again, comfort builds naturally. Friendship grows from repeated contact, not one perfect moment. Many people try to stand out. This creates pressure. You do not need to stand out. You need to fit in naturally. Being polite, calm, and respectful makes people feel at ease. Ease builds connection faster than attention. Listening is especially important in new places. When you are new, asking questions shows interest without pressure. People like to talk about their experiences. Let them. You learn more and they feel valued. This creates a good first impression. Another common fear is rejection. In new places, rejection feels stronger because there is no safety net yet. But most small interactions are neutral, not rejecting. A short answer does not mean dislike. A quiet response does not mean failure. Do not read too much into early moments. People also struggle because they expect fast closeness. Friendship takes time. Early connections are light. This is normal. Let things stay light. Depth comes later. Rushing closeness can push people away. It helps to join activities where interaction is natural. Groups, classes, or shared tasks make talking easier. You do not need to be the center of attention. Just being present and engaged is enough. Another important thing is patience with yourself. You may feel slow or unsure at first. That does not mean you are doing it wrong. Growth feels awkward before it feels normal. Keep showing up. As time passes, some connections will grow. Some will not. This is normal. Do not judge yourself by how many friends you make quickly. Judge by whether you are open and kind. New places give new chances. They allow you to be seen fresh without old labels. Use that chance gently. Be yourself. Be calm. Be consistent. Once a friendship begins, many people are unsure what to do next. They worry about saying the wrong thing or getting too close too fast. Some people overshare early. Others stay distant for too long. Both can slow down connection. Deeper friendships grow through balance, not force. Depth comes from time and shared moments, not from one deep talk. Many people think closeness comes from telling personal stories quickly. Sometimes this works, but often it feels heavy. Real closeness grows slowly. It builds as people see each other again and again in different moods and moments. Trust is the base of deep friendship. Trust forms when behavior is steady. When you are kind today and kind tomorrow. When your words match your actions. When people know how you will treat them. This predictability makes people feel safe opening up. One way to build depth is through shared experiences. Doing things together creates bonds without needing many words. Walking, studying, working, or helping with something builds connection naturally. Shared time allows people to relax and be themselves. Another important part is emotional honesty at the right pace. You do not need to hide everything, but you do not need to share everything either. Share small truths first. How you feel about simple things. What matters to you day to day. When these are received with care, deeper sharing becomes easier later. Listening becomes even more important as friendships grow. When someone trusts you with something personal, how you respond matters. Do not rush to fix. Do not judge. Do not compare. Simple understanding is enough. Feeling accepted builds closeness faster than advice. People also build deeper friendships by showing care during small moments. Remembering something they mentioned. Checking in when they seem quiet. Being there without being asked. These actions show attention. Attention builds depth. Another key is allowing space. Deep friendships do not mean constant contact. People need time for themselves. Respecting space keeps relationships healthy. When people know they can step back without losing connection, trust grows. Many people fear conflict will break friendship. Small conflicts are normal. What matters is how they are handled. Calm talk, honest feelings, and respect can strengthen bonds. Avoiding all conflict creates distance. Healthy disagreement builds understanding. It is also important to let friendships change. Some become closer. Some stay light. Some drift. This is normal. Do not force depth where it does not fit. Mutual comfort matters more than intensity. As friendships deepen, be careful not to lose yourself. You do not need to agree on everything. You do not need to match every feeling. Strong friendships allow difference. Respect keeps connection strong. Another mistake people make is relying on one friend for everything. This creates pressure. Healthy friendships exist within a full life. Having balance protects closeness. As time goes on, deeper friendships feel easy. Conversation flows. Silence feels comfortable. Effort feels shared. This does not happen overnight. It happens through patience. Not every friendship is meant to last forever. This can be hard to accept. Many people hold on to connections long after they stop feeling healthy. They stay out of habit, fear, or guilt. Letting go feels like failure, but often it is a sign of growth. Friendships change as people change. Interests shift. Values grow. Schedules move in different directions. This is normal. When a friendship no longer feels safe, kind, or respectful, it is okay to question it. You do not need a big reason to step back. Feeling drained is reason enough. One sign a friendship may need space is constant tension. If you feel nervous before talking, worried after sharing, or tired every time you interact, something is off. Friendship should not feel like a test. It should feel mostly calm, even during hard moments. Another sign is one-sided effort. If you are always reaching out, always adjusting, always giving, and nothing comes back, resentment builds. Friendship needs balance. It does not need to be equal every day, but over time, care should flow both ways. Some friendships are built on old versions of you. When you grow, the connection may no longer fit. This does not mean either person is wrong. It means the bond served its time. Holding on out of loyalty can stop both people from moving forward. Many people fear letting go because they do not want to hurt the other person. Kindness matters, but so does honesty with yourself. Staying in a draining friendship does not help anyone. Quiet distance is often kinder than forced closeness. Letting go does not always require a big talk. Sometimes it is enough to step back slowly. Less contact, fewer plans, more space. If the friendship is meant to continue, it will adjust. If not, it will fade naturally. If a conversation is needed, keep it simple and calm. You do not need to explain everything. You can speak about your feelings without blame. Avoid lists of wrongs. Focus on what you need now. Respect keeps endings clean. It is also important to let go without anger. Anger ties you to the past. Understanding releases you. Most people are doing the best they can with what they know. That does not mean you must stay. Guilt often appears when stepping back. Guilt says you owe someone your time. You do not owe closeness. You owe respect. You can respect someone without staying close. Letting go creates space. Space allows new connections. Holding on to every old friendship leaves no room for new ones. Growth requires space to breathe. As 2026 continues, many people will keep friendships out of habit. Others will choose honesty and calm distance. Those who choose honesty will feel lighter. Not lonely, but free. Letting go is not rejection. It is alignment. It is choosing connections that support who you are now, not who you were. After everything you've heard, one thing should feel clear. Making friends is not about fixing yourself. It is about showing up with calm, care, and patience. Most problems with friendship come from pressure. Pressure to be liked. Pressure to act a certain way. Pressure to keep everyone close. When pressure drops, connection grows. Friendship works best when you stop chasing it. This does not mean giving up. It means changing how you approach people. Instead of asking, "Will they like me?" ask, "Can I be kind and present here?" That small shift removes fear. Fear blocks connection more than silence ever could. Real friendship feels steady. It does not rush. It does not demand constant attention. It grows through small moments that repeat over time. A greeting, a short talk, a shared laugh, a check-in. These moments stack quietly. One moment rarely changes anything. Many moments do. It also helps to accept that not everyone will become your friend. This is normal. You are not meant to connect deeply with everyone. Some people will pass through your life briefly. Some will stay longer. Trying to force connection with everyone only creates stress. When you accept this, rejection hurts less. Distance feels normal. You stop seeing every interaction as a test. You allow friendships to form naturally, at their own pace. Confidence in friendship does not come from being liked by many people. It comes from knowing you can be yourself and still be okay. When you trust yourself, you stop trying to perform. When you stop performing, people feel safer around you. Another important part is balance. Friendship should not replace your whole life. You need time alone. You need interests. You need rest. When your life is balanced, friendships feel lighter. You show up because you want to, not because you need validation. Being calm around people does not mean being distant. It means being grounded. You listen. You speak honestly. You respect space. You allow closeness to grow naturally. This calm presence is rare, and people notice it. Over time, you will build friendships that feel easy. Not perfect, but honest. Not constant, but real. You will also lose some friendships along the way. This is part of life. Let go without bitterness. Appreciate what was shared. Move forward with respect. As you go into the future, remember this. You do not need to become louder, funnier, or more impressive to make friends. You need to be present. You need to be kind. You need to be patient. Friendship is not something you win. It is something you grow. Let this sit with you. There is nothing to rush. No rule to memorize. No personality to change. Just notice how you listen. Notice how you show up. Notice how pressure fades when you stay calm. Return to this when you feel unsure. when loneliness feels heavy, when connection feels confusing. Many people stop growing because they wait for life to feel stable before they move forward. They tell themselves they will act when things calm down, when work is easier, when emotions feel settled, or when problems are solved. This sounds reasonable, but it creates a trap. Life rarely becomes fully stable. There is always something unfinished, uncertain, or changing. Comfort uses this fact to delay action again and again. People believe stability comes first and growth comes after. In reality, growth often creates stability. When you wait for perfect conditions, you stay still. When you move forward during imperfect conditions, your confidence and structure increase. Comfort prefers waiting because waiting feels safe. Moving during uncertainty feels risky, even when the risk is small. Another problem is that people expect progress to feel smooth. When progress includes stress, mistakes, or confusion, they think something is wrong. Comfort reinforces this idea. It says growth should feel better than this. But real growth often feels messy. It involves learning while doing. It involves adjusting after mistakes. Smooth progress is rare and usually temporary. People who grow accept that instability is part of the process. They do not wait for calm. They act within chaos. Over time, chaos loses power because the person becomes more capable inside it. This is how strength forms. Not by avoiding stress, but by meeting it in small, manageable ways. Another reason people wait is fear of making the wrong choice. They believe one wrong step will ruin everything. This belief creates paralysis. Comfort encourages it by exaggerating consequences. But most choices are not final. They can be adjusted. Direction matters more than precision. Standing still guarantees no progress. Moving forward allows correction. People who move forward understand that clarity improves after action, not before it. They make a choice, learn from it, and adjust. Another reason people stop growing is because they carry too much mental weight. They think about everything at once. Past mistakes, future plans, other people's opinions, and their own doubts all sit in the mind together. This creates pressure. When the mind feels heavy, even small actions feel hard. Comfort then offers relief by saying, rest first. Think later. Many people accept this offer and never return. The mind was not built to hold everything at once. It works best when it focuses on one small thing at a time. Growth becomes difficult when people try to solve their whole life in one thought. They want answers for the future before taking the next step. This creates confusion. Comfort likes confusion because confused people stay still. People who move forward learn to unload the mind. They stop trying to carry everything. They focus only on what is next. Not the whole path, just the next step. This makes effort lighter. When effort feels lighter, it repeats more easily. Another source of mental weight is regret. People replay old choices and think about what they should have done differently. This does not change the past, but it drains energy in the present. Comfort uses regret to keep people stuck. It tells them they are behind or late. When people believe this, they lose urgency in a healthy way and replace it with resignation. The truth is simple. The past cannot be fixed, but it also does not block the future. The only thing that blocks progress is carrying old weight into new effort. When attention stays on what cannot change, action slows. When attention moves to what can change, energy returns. Worry about the future creates a similar problem. People imagine many outcomes and try to prepare for all of them. This spreads focus thin. Comfort hides in this planning. Planning feels responsible, but too much planning delays action. Growth needs some planning, but it also needs movement. Movement clarifies what planning cannot. At the end of all this, there is one simple truth many people miss. Change does not come from fighting yourself. It comes from understanding yourself. Most people think growth is about force, pressure, or becoming harder. But lasting change is softer than that. It happens when you stop arguing with reality and start working with it. When effort, time, and attention move in the same direction, progress becomes steady instead of fragile. By now, you may notice a pattern. Comfort did not stop you all at once. It slowed you down in small ways. It asked you to wait. It asked you to avoid discomfort. It asked you to stay busy instead of focused. None of this felt dangerous. That is why it worked. Growth did not fail because you were weak. It faded because comfort was quiet and patient. The goal was never to remove comfort from your life. Comfort is not evil. Rest matters. Ease matters. The problem begins only when comfort becomes the leader instead of the support. When comfort decides direction, life shrinks. When direction decides comfort, life expands. Real change feels simple once it begins. Not easy, but simple. You stop looking for the perfect moment. You stop needing to feel ready. You stop measuring every step. You stop restarting from zero. You stop waiting for motivation. You stop needing proof. You stop letting mood decide movement. Each of these shifts is small, but together they change how life feels. Progress becomes less dramatic and more stable. You stop asking, "Is this working?" every day. You start asking, "Am I still showing up?" That question is easier to answer. And the answer builds confidence quietly. There is no final moment where everything clicks forever. There is no finish line where effort ends. What changes is your relationship with effort. It becomes lighter, more honest, less emotional. You stop making it mean something about. As 2026 continues, many people will search for new plans, new systems, new motivation. Some of that is useful, but most progress will come from something simpler. Seeing clearly, acting gently, staying consistent, returning when you drift, letting time do its work. You do not need to rush. You do not need to announce change. You do not need to prove anything. Quiet progress counts. Invisible progress counts. Progress that feels boring, slow, and ordinary often lasts the longest. If you take one thing from this, let it be this: comfort should make life kinder, not smaller. When comfort protects rest, it helps you grow. When comfort avoids growth, it limits you. Learning the difference is one of the most important skills you can develop. Let this video end without pressure. There is nothing you need to do right now. No list to follow. No promise to make. Just notice what you already see differently. Notice when comfort speaks. Notice when delay feels reasonable. Notice when action feels uncomfortable but honest. That awareness is enough to begin. Return to this when things feel noisy, when progress feels slow, when comfort feels convincing. Not to restart, but to realign. This is not an ending. It is a quieter way of continuing. This process builds trust in oneself. Comfort avoids this because it prefers certainty over learning. But certainty without action is an illusion. As 2026 moves on, many people will stay in planning mode. They will think, organize, prepare, and wait. They will feel busy without moving. Others will take imperfect steps while life feels unstable. Those people will grow faster even if they feel unsure. Another quiet delay comes from emotional weather. People wait until they feel motivated, calm, or confident. When emotions change, action stops. Growth requires acting through changing moods. Emotions are not commands. They are signals. Comfort treats emotions as instructions to stop. Growth treats them as background noise. You do not need to feel good to act. You only need to act gently enough to continue. Small steps taken during hard days build real strength. They teach the mind that movement is possible even when conditions are not ideal. Waiting for stability often hides fear of responsibility. When you move, you own the outcome. When you wait, you can blame conditions. Comfort prefers this safety. Growth requires ownership. Ownership feels heavy at first, but it becomes lighter with practice. Progress does not ask for perfect timing. It asks for participation. Each step taken during uncertainty builds experience. Experience reduces fear. Reduced fear allows more movement. This cycle creates stability from the inside out. If you keep waiting for life to settle, it never will. If you learn to move while things are unsettled, you become steadier. This is the difference between hoping for change and becoming capable of it. Stability is not a starting point. It is a result. When you understand this, comfort loses another excuse to delay your growth.